Shocking developments for your afternoon about your second stimulus check that updates even the live recordings from holidays LALATE. As now talk that the second stimulus check in the CR, the Congressional Budget Bill, that was prepared to come in at $600 for adults and $600 for children, an atrocious number, may be going higher, up to $700, and may go still even higher than that. Why is it suddenly changing, and why did we think there was a deal and suddenly there is no deal? Earlier today, I said hit up social media with the hashtag Senate Vote No, as millions of viewers who tuned in said this is an atrocious deal provision. Well, there may actually be no deal. What were the deal provisions and why were they so bad? In this recording, I'm going to go over why these deal provisions hatched last night may actually be horrible. There is no bill, there is no vote, there is no law. These were proposed deal provisions. Now the deal provisions may be off the table and the numbers may be going higher. And why is this happening right now? The breaking developments minutes ago is that this is all happening because of one word: Georgia. Georgia. A new report says that Mitch McConnell, in a private call last night, says he's fearing he's going to lose the Georgia Senate race, start sending out stimulus checks, start sending them out. Well, guess what, Mitch? You're going to lose it if you do a $600 stimulus check. This is the time to strike purple power. This is your window of opportunity. Make it very loud and clear. Take Georgia. Take Mitch down if he doesn't send out a $1,200 stimulus check. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Hashtag Senate Vote No. This is a big recording. I love you dearly, and let's get it going on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LALATE, and no one focuses us better than us. In a day in which we saw Bernie Sanders fall apart, we saw Josh Hawley stay in line, and we saw AOC fighting tooth and nail for us, suddenly we saw Mitch McConnell running for the hills. Why? Because of one word: Georgia. It's now our opportunity to strike. Get the Senate seats of the senators who are on the fence about the second stimulus to vote against anything that doesn't have a $1,200 stimulus check or more, and that tries to forgive your FPUC retroactive. This is the opportunity to strike, and you may get the win, because Mitch McConnell apparently is scared stiffless because of a big debacle going down in Georgia, and is prepared to throw money at you like it's finally Christmas. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because you see what we do on this channel. We fight tooth and nail. No one fights better than the purple power, and we fight with numbers, and we fight in a way to get the numbers. Also, I ensure that viewers get money right now from state and local, for state stimulus checks, state rent stimulus, and food stimulus. I'll be going over that in this recording as well, towards the end of the recording, because I got a lot to cover. Meantime, also like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. In this video, I'll be going over what happened in the last few minutes. I'll be recapping where we've been throughout the day on the second stimulus negotiations, and then I'll go to why Mitch is suddenly running scared. Then Bernie, then Josh, then AOC. Meantime, I'll turn back to the states and the state stimulus checks, and I'll try to get in the $24 of SSI and SSDI. I have a lot to cover, so let's get it rolling, and now let's talk about the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that a major new report says that there is no deal, that the reason why we were supposed to hear a deal and see a vote on all this hours and hours and hours ago is because there is no deal. The deal is imploding because no one can agree upon the provisions. What's happening? Let me recap. Last night, there were emergency negotiations between Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Kevin McCarthy. Then they finished the negotiations. The committee members worked throughout the night. This morning, on early mornings LALATE and then mornings LALATE, I went live. I told you this is the breaking news. The breaking news is that there's going to be a second stimulus check, but it's not going to be $1,200. It's going to be less. There's also going to be a horrible provision of FPUC that would go forward to April and not pay you 30 weeks of retroactive FPUC. And there was also going to be a provision in there that could still allow states to recoup FPUC from you if there was a computer glitch and you were overpaid. Sound also wonderful? No, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But we still didn't have the proposal, the deal, which is not a bill, it's not a vote, it's not anything. We didn't have the deal hatched last night between 4 people. We were expected to get it this morning. We didn't get it this morning. We expected to see it by 12 noon. We didn't see it by 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We expected to see a vote on the Senate, on the House floor by 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We didn't see that either. So what's going on and why is everything changing? First, a new report claims that the stimulus check amount is still in play. It may not be 600, it may be 700, and it may still go higher. This is just for the House. It's not for the Senate. I'll have the Senate for you in a second. Next, a new report says that Mitch McConnell, who's in the Senate, of course, not in the House, has been running scared. And in a call last night said, you know what? You absolutely have to send out stimulus checks. We're going to lose those 2 Senate races. We're going to lose the Senate to the Democrats unless you send out a stimulus check. This is your opportunity to strike purple power. Hashtag Senate vote no. Hashtag stimulus check or shutdown. Get Mitch on point. Understand to Mitch, you're going to lose your Senate seats unless you send out a $1,200 stimulus check. We're going to vote against you. We're going to vote Democrat in the Georgia Senate seats and take the Georgia Senate seats if you don't give us a decent stimulus check. You want to play fair and square? We're going to play fair and square. We're going to tell everyone to vote against the Republicans unless you send out a stimulus check of $1,200 for adults, $500 for children, including all viewers who are adult dependents, and you don't forgive retroactive FPUC, you include eviction moratorium, and you include mortgage forbearance. And that's how we play dirty on this channel. Now, that's the House. What's going on with the Senate? Lord, this was a big shocker. The big shocker in the Senate was that over the last 4 days, there have been no less than 10 senators who have been in favor of the purple power, have been in favor of stimulus checks or shutdown. And they specifically have referenced a $1,200 stimulus check. Who have been them? Well, who have they been? What type of grammar is that? Who've been them? Who've been them? Josh Hawley, the senator from Missouri, Republican. Bernie Sanders, the independent from Vermont. AOC, the Democrat out of New York. Elizabeth Warren, Democrat out of Massachusetts, and no less than a half dozen other Democrat senators wrote a letter saying, we will not vote in favor of anything unless there's a $1,200 stimulus check in there. Well, what happened today? Today, Bernie Sanders caved. Bernie Sanders flipped. Bernie Sanders went to the dark side. Bernie Sanders absolutely ate his own words for lunch. Bernie Sanders, less than 48 hours ago, came out and said the following remark. We cannot go home unless there are strong unemployment benefits plus $1,200 per adult. Okay, that's what you said on Monday. What did he say today? This is a wonderful bill. We got $600 for adults, and this is really good because you're going to get $2,400 with a family of 4. Okay, first, you just said you didn't like anything but $1,200 on Monday. On Wednesday, $600 is good. What, on Friday, $200 is going to be good? On Saturday, $100 is going to be good? Which Bernie are we getting today? Are we going to get a different Bernie today? Talk about two-faced. This is insane. What's going on here? Get on message, Bernie. Where you going? Stay on point. 1,200 or 1,200. Either you support or you don't. That's the first problem. The second problem is he tried to pitch you with fake math. He said this is really good because you're going to get $2,400 if your family of 4. We know math, Bernie. Not everyone's a family of 4. People who are family of 1 are getting $600. People family 2 are not getting $2,400. People family 3 are not getting $2,400. Taking the number 600 and times it by 4 to make it look really nice is an old trick. Are we stupid? We're not stupid. So Bernie Sanders has now flipped. I don't know when he flipped, but that is not sufficient. Josh Hawley has not flipped. AOC has not flipped. She came on fire of she came out firing against Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, said they're ruining the Democratic Party today and referencing what they did last night. And Elizabeth Warren has been relatively silent. So what does this mean for us? And also Mitt Romney apparently has been fighting for $1,200 for a stimulus check, but can't get people on point for the stimulus for the $1,200. What makes this even more problematic and more ridiculous is the following. One, they've taken out the state and local of $300 billion, but they put in the stimulus check at half the amount of what it costs. So they're spending $150 billion on a $600 stimulus check when they can spend $300 billion on a $1,200 stimulus check because they took out the $300 billion for staying local. They took out $300 billion. They can put $300 billion in for the state. I don't know why they're saving $150 billion. Who said you had to save $150 billion? Why do you have to save $150 billion not to go to $1,200 stimulus check? No one has explained that. Instead of a $700 billion bill, you have $850 billion. Why can't you spend an extra $150 billion? No one has explained that. In fact, it's counterintuitive because Mitt Romney yesterday said, well, we could have a $1,200 stimulus check if we take out staying local. Well, guess what? They took out staying local. So why is there no $1,200 stimulus check? Next, FPUC. This is going to make you really hate the bill and make you want to go on social media and tweet the hell out of hashtag Senate vote no. The bill provides that you would not get FPUC retroactive for 30 weeks. So you've been on unemployment benefits since March. That's been about 30 weeks. 30 weeks at $400 a week is about $12,000. At $300 a week is about $9,000. So what do they want to do? They're not going to pay it. They're not going to pay it. They're going to pay you FPUC going forward if you happen to be unemployed for another 4 months. As if being unemployed for 6 months was not bad enough and not getting paid. Now they want to pay you only if you're unemployed going forward. Viewers of this channel lost a lid when they heard that. That is additionally one of the provisions in here that is singularly the most despised provision of the viewers of this channel. To not pay FPUC retroactive and suddenly only pay it going forward. As if that's not bad enough, let's hit another one. The other provision is that states apparently had overpaid some FPUC to some viewers, so some citizens across the country because of computer malfeasance. It had nothing to do with viewers, nothing to do with U.S. citizens. And that malfeasance has resulted in states coming after payees and saying, pay back thousands of dollars. The Senate bill now apparently allows the states to still do it. So not only are they not paying you FPUC, they're coming after you for past money they paid you. God, I love this Senate. Aren't they wonderful? And with that, Mitch wants to retain both seats in Georgia. Get ready, Mitch. You keep on doing this, you're not going to just lose 2 Senate seats. You're going to lose everything. So there you are. You need to go on social media and tag Mitch McConnell and say, send out a $1,200 stimulus check, and we're ensuring that every Senate seat in Georgia falls. Send out a $1,200 stimulus check or Senate vote no. Vote against the bill. A series of news reports this afternoon are indicating that Mitch needs a unanimous vote or the bill will fail in the Senate. When will the bill land in the Senate? Well, we still don't have a bill by the time of this recording, but we likely will have the bill this afternoon. It will likely be introduced to the House later this afternoon. It will likely get an approval from Nancy and her flock of sheep later this afternoon, and then land to the Senate tomorrow. Then tomorrow and Friday are D-Day. D-Day to get a determination of whether it passes or fails. If it fails, the federal government shuts down. They do not get their check because they only want to give you a $600 stimulus check. With that, let's turn to the other big breaking issues about around the corner. What is Joe promising to do you in January? Joe is promising to give you multiple stimulus checks going forward. FPUC retroactive, SSI and SSDI, $2,400 checks starting from January, $200 a month all the way up to December, plus a 20% increase, plus a new benchmark different than COLA that would increase your benefits. Viewers are now starting to see a sort of trend where people saying they're going to give you things and then they don't even come close. Viewers always understand that there's negotiations involved in anything, but suddenly in the last 7 days, they're starting to see where people have promised them things and they don't even go 24 hours and don't even hold it up. Bernie Sanders, case in point. On Monday, Bernie Sanders said we cannot go home for the holiday vacation unless there's $1,200 per adult. Now he's ready to go home at $600 per adult. It's that type of flip-flopping that viewers are just really sort of are very problematic about. So is Joe Biden going to flip-flop as well? Is he not going to give you MSC as he promised, hazard pay as he promised, $2,400 SSI and SSDI as promised? Is he not going to give these things? Is Joe Biden going to be another flip-flopper like all the other people? We really don't know. Ultimately, all I can do is report the news as though it's true, as though what comes out of their mouth is true. And then if they're and if they contradict themselves, 40 hours later, well, I'm certainly going to run the quote. You know why I'm going to run the quote? Because it's still on the set. The quote is still on the set. I mean, it's literally the paper, the ink on the printer is barely even dry, and the comment has now been changed the other way. So yes, I'm going to certainly keep the comment from 48 hours ago and run it again. But in the case of Joe Biden, he's promising you all these things. Let's just see which of them come to fruition. Now, let's turn to the states, because we need some good news. We really need some really good news, because we're just getting, smacked left and right. The first good news for states is that states are extending your UI and PUA benefits because they're seeing a mess in Congress. So certain states are extending UI and PUA. Those are Hawaii and Illinois so far. That's the first point. Second, some states are providing state stimulus checks. This is not all the states, and you could expect some more. Unfortunately, with me covering all the mess of the Congress today, I've not been able to update my notes on whether new states have issued stimulus checks. They may have. I have not been able to check it. First, Maine, $600. Colorado, $375. New Mexico, $1,200. Oregon, $500. North Carolina, $335. Houston City, $1,200. Jacksonville got $1,000. Orange is getting $1,200 starting tomorrow. $1,200 or $1,000 starting tomorrow morning, December 17th. Austin apparently got $2,000. Also pending are Escambia County, Fort Worth, Texas, Gadsden County, Florida, and New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Virginia, and Delaware for stimulus checks. Ultimately, I'll have more details about this shortly. Now, what else? Well, states are also stepping up with rent stimulus across the board. That rent stimulus is rolling out in places, but it's not going to be there indefinitely. For example, Miami-Dade County, Broward County, West Palm, Orange County, Florida. And then we got San Diego County that definitely may not last forever. Houston City, Harrisburg, PA, City of Atlanta, City of New York, State of New York. That's all really exciting. Meantime, organizations are stepping up to pay your rent, stimulus, utilities, and more. I'll be covering those on Purple Power Live coming up on Purple coming up right after this recording. Then I'll be dealing with all the questions about PUA, UI, and FPUC, retro or not retro, on a live recording of Being a Mitch shortly after that. So let's recap where we are tonight, or where we are in the mid-afternoon. We've been waiting throughout the day to see the actual stimulus bill that will be introduced to the House. The House will likely approve it. It will then land in the Senate. At that point, we're going to see whether the senators who have vowed to vote against it will vote against it. All indications suggest that a Senate vote needs to be unanimous to get it passed because there's too much dissent at play. And how much dissent will be at play? It'll ultimately depend on whether the stimulus check does stay where it is. It's landing somewhere at $600, but some talk says it could go to $700. But Mitch McConnell's running scared, as a new report says that he's sending out a stimulus check because he thinks his senators who are up for re-election in Georgia may lose unless this $1,200 stimulus check is sent out. Hence, it's time to hit very hard on Purple Power. Tag this video with McConnell, with his communications director, with his press secretary. Senate vote no. Hashtag Senate vote no. All together. Senate vote no. Purple Power, LALATE, stimulus check or shutdown. Get these hashtags and get them very loud and clear. Also tag Senator Josh Hawley. Make it very loud and clear you support him. That's Hawley, Hawley-M-O. Also tag AOC and Elizabeth Warren. Also tag broadcasters like Kelly, CNBC. Make it very loud and clear. You're not happy with what's going on. You're not going to support it. You're urging senators to vote against it. That if senators vote in favor of it, this could be a debacle and ultimately could cause the loss of 2 major Senate seats in Georgia. Use this opportunity to strike very strong and very loud and very quickly, because the D-Day potentially is Thursday and Friday. Those are the days in which the Senate will take up the vote or shut down the federal government. It's all breaking across the board, so stay with me. In the next recording, I'll be going over that free money from your states. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and save my life for more.